Love him or hate him, José Mourinho is the man who turned football into pure theater. At the height of the explosive Real Madrid versus Barcelona rivalry in the early 2000s and 10s, it wasn't just Messi versus Ronaldo grabbing the headlines, it was Mourinho versus Guardiola, the master of mind games versus the tactical perfectionist. But here's the thing, even when Mourinho's teams didn't win on the pitch, he always found a way to steal the spotlight. This is the story of how the special one became the most divisive, dramatic, and unforgettable figure in football history. José Mourinho's career has been a roller coaster of triumphs, failures, and jaw-dropping moments that have had fans and pundits alike on the edge of their seats. But one thing has always been constant throughout: controversy. From his time at Porto, where he made his name, to the high-pressure atmospheres of Chelsea, Real Madrid, and Manchester United, Mourinho has never been shy about speaking his mind. He's never been a manager who just wanted to win. He wanted to control, to provoke, and to stir the pot. And for all his success, he's often faced just as much criticism. Let's explore the reasons behind his controversial managerial style and why so many fans, players, and rivals just can't stand him. The special one, Mourinho's early years. To truly understand why José Mourinho became one of the most polarizing figures in football, we need to delve into his formative years. Born in Setúbal, Portugal in 1963, Mourinho grew up with football in his blood. His father, Felix Mourinho, was a professional goalkeeper and later a coach, which exposed young José to the inner workings of the game from an early age. While Mourinho briefly pursued a playing career, he soon realized his true talent lay in understanding the game from the sidelines, not on the pitch. Mourinho's coaching journey began with humble roles, including working as a translator for Sir Bobby Robson at Sporting Lisbon and later at Porto and Barcelona. These formative years under Robson and later Louis van Gaal at Barcelona were pivotal in shaping Mourinho's tactical philosophy. By the time he returned to Portugal to take charge of Porto in 2002, Mourinho was ready to make his mark, and what a mark it was. In just 2 seasons, he transformed Porto into a European powerhouse. The pinnacle came in 2004, when Mourinho guided the club to a sensational UEFA Champions League triumph, defeating heavyweights along the way. That victory wasn't just a masterclass in tactics, it was a statement. Mourinho's meticulous preparation, ability to motivate players, and knack for exploiting opponents' weaknesses were undeniable. But even then, the traits that would define his controversial career were starting to show. Mourinho's self-confidence, which bordered on arrogance, became his signature. He famously declared himself the special one after joining Chelsea, signaling his belief in his unique abilities. Yet his pragmatic tactics and bold remarks began to divide opinions. While many admired his genius, others bristled at his brashness, setting the stage for the love-hate relationship that would define his career. The Mourinho effect at Chelsea, the rise of the anti-football. When Mourinho took over at Chelsea in 2004, the Premier League was in for a shakeup. Roman Abramovich's millions were backing him, and his first season saw him win the Premier League title with a team that played with a ruthlessness and defensive stability that was unmatched. Chelsea became a dominating force, but their style of play, often considered defensive and pragmatic, drew criticism from many. Football purists in particular couldn't stand the anti-football style Mourinho often deployed. In a world where attacking play and flair were prized, Mourinho's tactical approach was seen by some as a betrayal of football's artistry. His obsession with controlling the game, with ensuring defensive solidity above all else, turned Chelsea into a powerhouse, but also into a team that many neutrals couldn't stand watching. Mourinho wasn't concerned about whether you liked how his teams played. He was only concerned about winning. And that's where the first seeds of hatred started to sprout. Mind games, the art of provocation. One of Mourinho's most infamous traits is his ability to engage in mind games. He's a master manipulator, both on and off the pitch, using psychological tactics to get into the heads of opponents, players, and even journalists. Whether it's a remark about a rival manager, a challenge to a player's mentality, or a bold prediction that catches the attention of the media, Mourinho knows how to make headlines. His battles with rival managers like Arsène Wenger, Pep Guardiola, and Rafael Benitez are well documented, and they've made for some of the most entertaining and at times explosive moments in football history. His frequent comments about opposing teams' tactics or abilities could easily be seen as disrespectful or provocative, but Mourinho didn't care. For him, getting under the skin of his rivals was just as important as getting the 3 points on the board. Mourinho has always said, "I'm not here to make friends," and that mentality has defined his career. His remarks were calculated to unsettle his opponents and to make his own players feel the pressure of being part of a high-stakes, high-visibility operation. While some saw this as brilliant psychology, others saw it as arrogance and disrespect. The Real Madrid years, when the hate reached its peak. José Mourinho's time at Real Madrid is where his reputation for controversy reached new heights. Upon his arrival in 2010, he inherited a team filled with superstars like Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, and Kaká, but he also stepped into a fiery environment of intense rivalries, particularly with Barcelona under Pep Guardiola. José Mourinho's tactics were focused on disrupting Barcelona's tiki-taka style and maximizing Real Madrid's counter-attacking potential. But his time at Madrid wasn't just defined by his footballing approach, it was defined by his outspokenness. The 2011 Copa del Rey final, where Real Madrid defeated Barcelona, was an iconic moment, but the fallout after that win was full of bitterness. José Mourinho's constant public criticism of the Spanish media, his disagreements with club legends like Iker Casillas, and his hostile relationship with some players made his tenure feel more like a war zone than a football project. At the same time, José Mourinho's personality continued to shine through. His ability to navigate the political minefield of one of the biggest clubs in the world was a testament to his tactical genius, but also to his willingness to create enemies along the way. Manchester United, the fall from grace? When José Mourinho joined Manchester United in 2016, many saw it as a return to form for a manager who had lost his edge in recent years. However, his time at Old Trafford was marked by constant tension. While he won a few trophies, including the Europa League, his inability to fully integrate his tactical system with United's attacking traditions led to friction with players and fans alike. The relationship between José Mourinho and the media grew even more strained. He became defensive in press conferences, frequently clashing with journalists who questioned his methods or criticized his team's performances. His infamous rift with Paul Pogba and the subsequent public fallout added another layer of controversy to his already complex career. José Mourinho's refusal to adapt to the modern demands of attacking football and his inflexible approach to team selection left many questioning whether he could evolve with the game. His style, once hailed as revolutionary, now felt outdated in a world that demanded more fluid, high-pressing football. And in many ways, it was this inability to evolve that ultimately led to his departure from Manchester United. Why the hate, the root of Mourinho's controversy? So why does José Mourinho spark such hatred? It's not just one thing. It's a combination of his abrasive personality, his tactical pragmatism, and his knack for creating drama wherever he goes. From his time at Porto to his stints at Chelsea, Real Madrid, and Manchester United, José Mourinho has always thrived in the spotlight, and controversy has often followed him like a shadow. José Mourinho has mastered the art of turning the focus away from his team's performance and onto himself, using the media as a tool to manipulate the narrative. Whether it's through his sharp remarks or calculated feuds with rival managers, he knows how to stir the pot and keep the attention firmly on him. For some, this is genius at work, a manager who plays mind games like a master strategist. He's not just playing football, he's playing the media and his rivals, using controversy as a way to unsettle them and throw them off balance. For others, it's a tiresome routine of arrogance, defensiveness, and mind games that detracts from the beauty of the sport. José Mourinho's tactical approach is another factor that fuels the hatred. He's known for his focus on defensive solidity and pragmatism, often at the expense of creativity and attacking flair. In an era where football fans and pundits have become accustomed to free-flowing attacking football, José Mourinho's style has been seen as outdated and stifling. His teams often prioritize results over beauty, and while this has brought him success, it's also led to criticism from those who view football as an art form, something to be admired not just for the result, but for the way the game is played. Despite the widespread criticism, however, one thing is undeniable. José Mourinho has left an indelible mark on the world of football. His ability to win, regardless of the style of play, has cemented his legacy as one of the greatest managers of his generation. Whether you love him or hate him, there's no denying his influence on the game. José Mourinho's career is a fascinating blend of success and controversy. His tactics have been both lauded and criticized, and his personality has made him both a hero and a villain. But no matter where you stand on José Mourinho, one thing is certain: his place in football history is secure. The man who claimed to be the special one is, for better or worse, one of the most captivating figures to ever manage a football team. Do you think José Mourinho's approach to the game is a dying breed, or do you think the world needs more managers like him? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth football stories like this one.